Hey guys, this is Garden Girl Laura Craigie, and today I'm filling in for a Project Life video slot. It's not obviously a series that I normally do, but I'm really excited to be here and just to share a bit of my process with you guys. I really quickly just threw down the photos and artwork that I have for this week, and then I paired that up with some cards from the Project Life. This is from the winter themed kit, and basically these are based off of the crate line called Bundled Up. So I have some of the embellishments and stickers and things kind of just sitting on the side of my desk, and a stamp I think I'm going to use. And I'll probably pull a couple pieces from that as I go. Basically I like to just start with printing off my photos and then just kind of throwing them down with the cards that I think I'll use, and then I kind of get to the fun part. And I like to keep a repetition throughout my album, and that is by using the Becky Higgins Project Life, the journaling cards in the grid, just so that whatever kind of colorful pattern papers or cards I mix it with, I tend to always mix it with the grid. It just kind of keeps this kind of a continuous something throughout my Project Life albums. And I don't faithfully do Project Life, to be totally honest. I kind of do weeks here and there, and I'm really fine with that. I started off a couple years ago doing it, and I failed miserably because I put so much pressure on myself to have it perfect, to have everything in there, and to be caught up, and it just became way too stressful. But at the same time, my kids love looking through that album, even though it only has like a couple months in it. It's just one of their favorite albums to just go through, because there's so much in it that they can just say, oh, remember that, and laugh and stuff. So I do think Project Life is hugely important, and I'm going to make a better goal of doing it more often, but I'm catching up on an older week here that I just had a bunch of fun stuff for. And where am I going with this? Okay, I have a standard, I think it's the Design A page protector on this side, and then on this side I actually have one, I believe it's from American Crafts, it's an old one, and what it is a 10 by 12 page, so it has the 4 by 6 slots, some horizontal, some vertical, and I really like I like how in my album is a smaller page, and I like flipping through and not having everything not be exactly the same. I really like different sizes and stuff. I've also been known to Frankenstein my pages and make different things, and I'm going to really quickly show you. Sorry, it's completely unrelated, well, kind of. But this was my December album that went up in the garden at 2Ps recently. And this is actually, again, what I called Frankenstein from page protectors. This whole album is made from the Design A page protectors. And out of one single page protector, I was able to get 3 sheets. So this is one, you can kind of see the stitching here. This is 2 4 by 6 slots that I stitched together to get them to work. This is one where I was just able to trim it and cut it there, and then you can see it's the 2 3 by 4. And then similar thing, so basically out of one page protector I was able to get this, and then kind of sewing that one together. And you'll end up with, sorry, actually not those two, it's one of these is the alternate. So again, it's a tiny bit shorter because it doesn't have the spine, and so I just sewed it to keep everything in, and then just cut or punched holes and then added little reinforcers. And anyhow, I did that for my mini album. I love doing that in my Project Life album is where I'm getting to. So if I really didn't like the Design A or whatever, I'm totally okay with chopping off a section and then just sewing along the edges and making it just so it's 3 by 4 slots, and then losing the things. Oh, I do that a lot. I'm not sure I'm going to do that a lot today, but I just thought I'd share that. Just kind of a fun thing that I like doing in my albums. And this is a lot of talking and not a lot of stuff happening, so I'm going to get to the stuff happening now. Right, so pretty much I lay it out like this, and then I just pick a card that I feel the most inspired to work on, and then I go from there. And I feel like this one, I already know that I wanted to have a pop of color behind it, and I didn't print it big enough to fill the entire pocket, and that's fine, I could just fit it in there. But I wanted there to be a bit of color behind it, and I want to see both patterns, so I figured I'd kind of put it on like that and then just glue it down and trim off the tiny little bit there. So that's just something kind of quick and easy that I can start with. And I'm actually going to pull all this stuff to the side as I work on them, but I just wanted to get this one down. Basically, I start with the things that are easy. That was easy. Like, I knew I wanted to do that. Some of these other ones I'm a little conflicted on what direction I want to take them, what embellishments I want to add, and all that. I tend to not use a ton of embellishments in my albums, just because I don't like them getting too huge, too like thick, because then you can't fit as many pages, but I do like to embellish. So for that, I'm gonna do a little stitch around there, and I'll probably do all my stitching at the end, just work on the pockets one at a time. And then what I think I'm gonna do on that at the bottom is this cute little stamp. It says Winter Wonderland. It's in a really fun scripty type font. I don't know the name of it, obviously. And this is from the Silent Night Donnie and Blitz. And if you actually look at the back, I'm not sure what the website shows. I should double check it, but on the back of this, it only shows the 1 sentiment stamp, and there's actually, that's the one it shows. There's an additional one up here, which is like Santa Claus's address, like Mr. S. Claus at the Arctic Circle, la la la. And then there's the Winter Wonderland, and so I've pulled that one out. So kind of it was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting to have those 2 extra stamps in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I think I will stamp it on there now, and I'm just gonna try and make some room on my desk here. So I'll come back to these pages. This one I'll just push to the side here. And then on my little mat, which is what I usually work on, I will just get going on this. So because it's a photograph, I feel like I probably have to use StazOn ink. And you know what, I'm looking at this, there's a lot of empty space down there. Just to ground the stamp, I think I'm gonna get a label sticker and have that maybe kind of shooting off the side there. Something like that. Oh, that's really cute. And then I can have like a little brad there or something. So I'm going to lay the stamp on there to make sure that I have, and I don't mind if it covers up the number 1 thing on there a little bit. I just want to make sure it fits. If I have it on there a little like that. And then I'll just trim off this. And then when I do this a lot with label stickers, I like them hanging off the edge. I will keep this little bit and I will put it back on the sticker sheet, and I will definitely use that elsewhere, maybe even on this Project Life page or on a different project. Even though it's a tiny little bit, I like to still save them and use them up later. So I'm going to get my acrylic block, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that probably in just a black StazOn. Alright, so I finished doing that little card there. You can see the stamping there and then the sewing, which is really wonky because certain places I find when I get prints done there, this is oh, actually I don't know. This one might have been one I did at home on my home printer. And if I do that, it's kind of like this, whatever finished the photograph, it gets caught on the foot of my sewing machine. It's really hard. You have to like push it through so they're never even. I don't mind that, but definitely some photographs go through the machine a lot better than others. And I'm just going to add a little enamel dot there instead of doing a brad. I don't even know where my brads are, to be honest. I'm in the middle of moving craft rooms, downsizing, but that's okay. I don't mind. So anyhow, I've done that one. What I'm starting with right now, and this is kind of how my process works. Unfortunately, in moving craft rooms, I don't have a printer in this room, and so it's downstairs and I'm upstairs, and so it's kind of a pain to go up and down a bunch of times. So I'm going to work on any of the little ones that I'm not going to do my journaling on, because I'm going to do computer journaling. I try and use my actual printing quite a bit in my Project Life, especially, as opposed to, I never use it on my layouts, but I try and use it in my Project Life, but I'm just not really feeling it right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and type my journaling. Now, the way I printed this was 3 little ones on the 4x6 thing, and I figured I didn't have a 4th photograph that I liked, so I figured I would put that in one 3x4 pocket, sorry. And then this one, I was hoping, I have these kind of wood 3x4 things, cards, I don't know what you want to call them. These are from 2Bs, and I was hoping that one would fit on here. And I think I'll cut it and lay it kind of right there, and so those can go beside each other. And they may even go beside each other. I think I had them in a 3x4 or in a 4x6 pocket, and I may just adhere this to like one of my grid cards and do it that way. Alrighty, so I've kind of pulled this page back because this is the one I'm working on, and I thought it might be kind of nice to have it a little bit on screen but off to the side. So I've finished that one and this one. Sorry, I'm moving things around here. And I'm going to move on to this one down here, which I had just layered a couple things. I wanted to keep the color of this kind of continuous with this bundled up line. So I thought I'd do that, and then if I put that there kind of off to the side, I was left with this little kind of bracket sticking out there, which I didn't really like. So then I thought I'd add this noted card and layer it on top of it like that, and I thought that was much better and more pleasing to the eye. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one down. And I don't think on this one I will do typing. I'm going to try and fit as much as I can onto this little card here. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to adhere it right to the left side, which means I'll have tiny little corner tips to cut off, and that's okay. And then I thought I'd do something here, maybe from this little ephemera pack. Is that how you say that, guys? I'm not sure. My one complaint about this, and it's not even that huge of a complaint, but is that they don't have the products, like what's included on the back of this. I like to be able to know that beforehand. Just makes picking through easier, and then I can usually remember and be like, oh, well, I've used that piece already, or such and such, and I can't do that with this package. I have to dump it out each and every time. Oh, I love this one that says Frosty Fun, so I think I'm going to layer that with that little bracket card I put down there already. And if I was doing this on a layout, I would add adhesive foam to this just to get a bit of extra dimension. But for Project Life, as I said, I try to keep things so they're not like two-dimensional. I don't know. Does that sound right? Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? Okay. And I'm just going to trim off these little corners that I talked about earlier. And I will probably do, again, some machine stitching on this. I may add a little piece of washi tape. Not 100% sure at the moment. So this one, I'm really not going to embellish much. I'm just going to do strictly computer journaling on that. I can move on to this one, which, ugh, such a horrible picture, guys, but I had to include it. I will show you it in just a second here. Okay, that is me. It's kind of hard to see. It's an Instagram shot right there. Basically, I have a bloody unibrow. Literally bloody because I put a shovel, the hard metal edge of a snow shovel, right into my face. And you don't want to know how I did that. It was ridiculous. Trying to see if there was something like I put in here. This is very Christmas themed, and this week is actually, like, I think I said week 4 or something, so it's past Christmas, so I don't really want, but I like all the snowy ones. These little snowflakes are the perfect thing, because as I said, it was definitely snowing. It was, I think, the same day we ended up scooping out the whole entire driveway there, but I was no help after that. So I'm going to add that there for now. I will write on it after I've done some machine stitching. And I was going to do them each time, but I think I'm just going to work on this page and get it to where I'm happy and then go on. So this is a little gummy bear, and I can't remember why we had them in the house. No, probably a particular reason, but my kids started asking me if they could have more gummy Ewoks, and I just thought it was the cutest thing ever because ridiculously Star Wars obsessed in this house, and really I can't remember how old he was at the time, maybe 5 or something, 4 or 5, and he thought that they were actually gummy Ewoks, and it was very cute. So, but I think I'm going to computer journal just a little thing on there. So I think that's all the embellishing that I'm maybe going to do on this page for now until I get the journaling done. Just kind of the way I work, even with my pages, like I like to do most of it, and then I'll add my journaling almost last, and then I'll come back and add tiny little bits of things. So I'm going to put this to the side, or just drop it all over the floor, because that's how I work. And move on to some of these ones, these cards. Like this one, I know I have this as a text message from my husband that I want to remember, and I liked this card with these little banners, and I don't like how that covers it up, so I'm going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife and just cut out the end here and see if I can't lay it on top of the photo instead. And the text message is just my husband saying that it's not often that he gets giddy, and that's his words, but he said he was giddy because we got our offer accepted on our house. in our new city that we moved to, which we're here now. So this is from I'm sorry, I'm catching up from like, oh gosh, this is shameful, 2 years ago. I think that's when this week was from. So a little like that, and I like how it just kind of goes over. It feels like it's more connected to the journaling card. I'm going to go ahead and add that. Actually, no, I'm not going to add that because, again, I think I'll do the journaling, and then I'll add maybe a couple pieces of washi tape. So I'm calling that one good. Alright, so I went ahead and printed out everything that I wanted to print out on the little inserts here. I did all of the sewing that I think I'm going to do. I didn't do a ton, I just did a bunch of like zigzag stitches on some of the pictures and things like that. And then basically this is my favorite part, is when I really get into the embellishing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. One of the things that I printed, because I had attached all this, the photo and these little die cuts in here already. I didn't want to run it through my printer, I wasn't sure how that would work, so I printed the little journaling that I wanted to do on an October afternoon label sticker, and I just cut this out from the sheet and added adhesive to the backing that was on it and ran it through my printer that way. And I just thought I could hopefully lift these up a tiny little bit to kind of tuck it under and make it seem like it was meant to go there all along. Or I could layer it, or I used my ATG so it's really on there. But I think I just want to kind of have it tucked in there a little like that. And I like all the layers of that there. So I can call that little card done. I'm gonna pull out from the bundled up line, these are the layered borders, and I thought they'd be just kind of a quick and easy way to add some layering to these pages. Maybe try and get 3 of them on here because I tend to like odd numbers of embellishments. It's usually a little more pleasing to the eye. So this picture I don't even know how I did this, but ended up with a big white border here, which I don't necessarily want. So I'll probably add maybe a little stitch of washi tape or something there, and then have this right here, and I'll trim it down to size. And then I have these pieces, and I wanted to fill up some of the empty space on this picture. Maybe like that, and maybe I'll see if I can't fit this one on this piece here, which I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with this one. I just didn't have a photo there. So I thought I'd fill it with something. I'll probably maybe put the week number in there. I don't always do that with like a big section because usually I want to fill in as much photographs or memorabilia into my pages, but I think in that case I'm okay with that. And I am going to try adding a bunch more wood to the wood veneers to this page. Because I've added this, I really feel like it needs a little bit more of that. So I have a number of these little ones that I kind of pulled out here. These are the exclusive 2-piece wood veneers, and I have them in my kids' initials, and I have a C for Craigie. Thought maybe I could also put a C on there, maybe with like a little 5 beside it, because there's 5 of us, something along those lines. There's a cute one that says I love you, that's from the sentiment ones, a little kind of creature there, stars, there's all sorts of ones, and I have, again, all the sentiments. But I thought I'd see if I can't sneak these in here somehow, and maybe fill up the empty space in some of these pictures. I like the E there, but if I have the E there, I don't know if I'll have the C there. I don't know. Just kind of playing around with those. I think I'm going to start with maybe those 2, because it has 2 here and 1 there, so it kind of makes a triangle of them, which is always pleasing to the eye. And then I have some of the wood veneer stars, which came back in the store. Hopefully they're still there if you guys haven't picked some of these up. They are so much fun, and I love just kind of sprinkling them on things, and I thought they'd be good for this page because although I kind of representing little snowflakes, even though I know they're stars, not snowflakes, I thought it would be kind of a fun thing. So I'm going to find, here I have tiny little glue dots, so I thought I'd add them that way and get them on my page. So okay, so I'm liking where this is heading. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe adhere these down. I'll just use my glue dots again because I have them. Actually, I'm gonna go for bigger ones. And I'm getting really close to being done. I think I'm going to try and mix in a bit of washi tape. I have this gray from Doodlebug. It's nice because it kind of goes with everything, and I could just add little pieces of it. And it's a very subtle look. And I think I kind of need that to go because everything else on here I feel is quite busy today, so this isn't adding a whole another business. And I've totally just ripped that, but that's okay. I'm going to try and incorporate it again on both sides of the spread here. Okay, this one's feeling a little bare and I'm getting really down to being done. But I have some pieces again from the ephemera pack, and I think I'll just maybe just adhere a couple like that. I think I might staple this one. I can find my stapler here. I should have actually stapled that arrow going the other direction so it kind of draws you in, but it is on there, so oh well. We are keeping that there. Let me add this one to his little artwork here. Okay, so I think that's all the embellishing that I really want to do to these. What I do want to add, and this is a little different, I haven't tried this before, but I was thinking, I've cut out, you can see I've done quite a few cuts on here, although it's hard to see the actual cuts. These are all the exclusive files, like our cutting files in the 2P store this month, and I used them on a page that I already did for my Seeing Double video. I used this Awesome and the Bee, but then I went ahead and printed out these script words, and it's hard to see until I pull it off, but there's snow and love, and they're kind of elongated to be, and I sized them to be 6 inches across, so they would fit on the page protector here. And I was thinking, okay, I'll try and show you guys what I was thinking, of having like this photograph in here, and then adhering like the love to that. And I asked on my video of a good way if I didn't have transfer paper, and a lot of you guys suggested washi tape, which I thought was kind of brilliant. I'm not actually going to try it because this is a short little word, and I think I can get it down without. Although watch, I'll regret that. And I'm actually just going to adhere this right on the page protector. And the reason I'm doing that instead of on the photograph is I wanted the photograph to just be its own thing. I know, sorry, I can't talk while I'm trying to do this apparently. The reason I'm doing this on top of the page protector, you can see, is that I didn't really want to mar that photo anymore, and I wasn't entirely sure where I was going to use these on here. Like, I know I have this snow, and I'll probably use... Actually, you know what? Originally I was thinking I wanted one on each side, just again for consistency, and I was going to use the love over top of the Lego, and then the other one is snow over top of this. Now I've gone and put the love there, so I'm kind of stuck with that. That's okay, but I think down here I'm going to add the snow across it. I love the effect of that over the page protector, and as I said, you can just pull the picture out if you want to see details that get covered up by your words, which I think is going to be more imperative on this one, because now that I think about it, I do want to do this one over here. Oops, I have this upside down. I do want to do that one, and I hadn't adhered that. So. And I'm going to use that same word that I used on my other layout that I was talking about, the Awesome. And again, I should be using a transfer tape because this was the word that gave me a lot of grief in my other video, but I'm just apparently too impatient to do that. So if you want to do that, that is what I would suggest trying. So. And for this one I lined up the middle, and then the rest of this should go down a lot easier. So there we go. It says Awesome, kind of, it's definitely a little crooked and funny, but I'm okay with that. So there we go. So obviously that covers up a bit of his base and a bit of the creation, so again, that's why I like that you can pull the picture out if you want to see what's underneath it. So that was kind of a fun detail. I'm really actually quite pleased with how that turned out. I've never done that before, so I really like that. Oh, I was gonna add a tiny bit of washi tape there. And instead of cutting, I'll just fold it and then snip off the edges here. Really quickly, I'm just gonna add some enamel dots to this one because it was feeling a little boring. Like that. Added that layered border there, and the C is down. I want to go ahead and add a little 5 like I'd mentioned before, so I think I'm just going to pull out this little mini market from October Afternoon. This is from the Silent Night line, and see if I just add a little 5 like that. Just because, and tuck that in as well. Okay guys, so I'm officially calling it done on my Project Life spread here. I'm going to go ahead and issue a challenge, and that is to incorporate some wood veneer on your pages, be it the thicker stuff or the new thin stuff from 2B's in the Bucket, and it is in the 2x2 sizes, which I've used today, and 3x4, and I just think they're such amazing, fun products and perfect for people who are conscious of using thinner embellishments in their project life. So I hope you were able to find a bit of inspiration in my video today. I realize it might have been a little bit long and haphazard. As I said, I'm not used to recording my process for my project life, but I had a lot of fun doing this and I learned quite a lot. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. You can leave those on 2B's or on YouTube, and I'll try and answer them if I see them. And sorry, I will look for them. So if you have questions, leave them. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.